Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is William here coming at y'all this morning on December the 18th, 2024. As I said in my video before this video, it was a little short video because I wanted to show y'all one of my videos that my camera recorded at the presence of the DSS, the two DSS workers that showed up at my house on December 16th, 2024. So let me just jump right on in, y'all. As of today, I haven't heard anything. I ain't got no paperwork to anything as to where the whereabouts of my kids and who custody they in, or if DSS even have them in custody. I don't know. I just know I haven't saw my kids since December 16th, 2024 at 6:49 that morning, on the Monday morning. And this is Wednesday, December the 18th, 2024. Okay. Now, like a lot of information I'm finna say, y'all, is speculation and what I was hearsay and what people have been telling me and feeding me. All right, when Ebony and this other social worker supervisor came to my house, they had already been to the school and spoke with my children, right? And when and from my inside source tells me that twice. So they sat down in a meeting with my son, because of my son. Now, they talked to both of my sons, but sat down in a meeting with my oldest son, because he was my rebellion one. My 13-year-old, about to be 14, he my rebellion son. So they sat down in a meeting at the Rockingham Middle School twice. Not one time, twice. So I can let the one time go, like, okay, you went there, you sat down and talked to my child or whatever you did there, okay. But now you went back twice without my permission and without my knowledge that you was even. Well, you can leave the one time out of my knowledge by doing so the first time, but you went twice and didn't have my permission nor my approval to question my kids any further without me being present. They did that. So when they showed up at my house, they had already then interviewed my child twice at that schoolhouse, Rockingham Middle. So when she questioned me at my house, I said, let me tell you something, woman. I don't want no dealing with you and your supervisor, whoever, because I done had dealing with the DSS. They didn't protect my kid from my ex-wife when they saw on their own video where she threatened, where she hurt our children, assaulted our children, and assaulted me. And now y'all didn't thought that was important enough to protect my kids from her at that time, but yet my rebellion child gonna come to y'all because I scripted him from a basketball game and he didn't want to do his chores around the house. He gonna come to y'all with us, tell y'all pretty much what y'all want to hear to start an investigation. Let's put it that way. All right. So now my speculation is that DSS has my children and haven't informed me of anything. Haven't informed me of haven't made no writings of any sort. And I've been talking to a lot of people, y'all, and they telling me that I supposed to have paperwork, I supposed to have this, I supposed to have that, and I'm just going by what I'm getting so far. And so far, let me tell y'all something. I haven't got one piece of dried ink on no kind of paperwork whatsoever, and this is day 3. Now let's jump into what I learned about this Ebony Jones girl. And this is speculation, what hearsay is coming into me and what people is telling me. That I find out that this same social worker has caused another social worker to get fired and got charges brought on her based on some stuff that she did back in the day when she was a supervisor. So now Ebony Jones not a supervisor no more, so she's just a regular social worker now. That's why that woman she brought with her was her supervisor. So the woman that she got fired from what I'm hearing through the grapevine is that it was a big case, and I know what the case was because when they brought it to my attention, I know exactly what the case was involving. So I ain't gonna speak about that, y'all. I'm gonna just speak about her role and what she did. Got this other social worker fired, and from my understanding, what I heard is got charges against that worker too. But yeah, she been busted down from a supervisor to just a plain worker, so we know something going on right there. So let me give y'all some other hearsay that y'all probably already know, because I'm just getting this stuff, so y'all probably already know. You know, let me tell you something, when you dealing with a drug dealer, and I'm not gonna call no name because I know, and you a drug dealer too, and you think that these people at DSS, Sheriff Department, everybody don't know that. Man, these people know everything goes on around here in Richmond County because somebody done snitched and said something, and she'll have been a worker and she dealing with a drug dealer. She's a drug dealer herself. And that's my opinion. You're dealing with a drug dealer. You're a drug dealer yourself, because from my understanding, everybody in Richmond County knows this. So I'm just not getting wind of it, though. So I didn't know it. But people telling me that. And then, in fact, said she just came back off a cruise. A cruise. So, hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna just leave that right there right now, and I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna take this stuff a step higher. Look, Miss Denise, Mrs. Jones, you had evil intention when you came to my house, and your evil intention, you knew what you was gonna do when you left my house, and based on that, if you knew what you was gonna do when you left my house, you could have gave me any documentation, paperwork right there on the spot before you went back to that school a second or third time, you know. So I'm just telling you, your intention, you knew what your intention was, but see, I know this is over your head. That is use you as a pawn. That's why you had to go back and report back to your manager, supervisor at that DSS for them to give you the okay to do whatever that was done. But your job, if you knew you were going to do something like that, which you had to wait for your higher authority to tell you that, which, let me just go here. Your evil intention towards me, you and that supervisor, because she heard everything that was going on, and she didn't stop you for being personal with your job with me, talking about bugging me, coming in my house every day. What you have caused to me and my family is going to be 10 times back to you. In Jesus' name, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. I ain't playing no games with you. And then more than that, so your evil intention that you sought against me, going to be back to you 10 times. 10 times over what you doing to me and what you gonna do. Now, let me put it this way. To show that you ain't nothing but a puppet and a pawn to them people that really pulling the strings of their DSS, and I know that. You hypocrites that's sitting in the chair and pushing the pen on me, 10 times back to you for your evilness and your evil intent. Even the very thought of what you gonna do to me gonna be back to you 10 times more. I'm going you and your family, what you doing to me. Because let me go ahead and tell y'all something, y'all. I got 2 boys. Now let me tell you, my younger boy, he ain't rebellion. He ain't got rebellion yet. Not sneaky, still do whatever, but he's not rebellion. Now, my older boy, about to be 14, he's my rebellion one. See, the first time I took him from the basketball, coaching him, called him, say he tall, we need him, give him another chance. So I gave him another chance, even though he had did wrong now, I gave him another chance to play ball, okay? Then, on the 17th, which was on the 15th, which was on Sunday, December the 15th, 2024, I told him and my younger son to go out in the yard, rake the yard. No, let me tell you one thing about my younger boy. I never have a problem with him doing anything. He'll get his butt right at it, he'll do work. He'll take care of this yard without me even saying anything. But now my older boy, something different. I said, go out there and rake the yard. And I gave him all the chances now, y'all. Gave him all the chances to rake my yard with his little brother and everything. Gave him all the chance. He raked out, he stayed up in my yard until it turned dark and still hadn't raked my yard like I told him to. So when he came back in the house and when it was dark where you can't no longer see, I told him, I'm stripping you from basketball. That's it. Go bring me your jersey and your shoes and put on my couch in the front room. Oh boy, did he bow up. A lot of y'all ain't got to tell you what kind of blow up he did, right? Because I done stripped him from basketball, right? And I had to pin his butt to the floor. Let you know, look, I'm your daddy, boy. You ain't going to open your mouth and blow your butt up at me. I'm your daddy. And I'm going to show you. You ain't going to act like grown up in my house and acting like words come out your mouth. You grown up. You do grown up thing, you get grown up punishment. And ain't that the way the law treating our kids now? That's why they done changed the age up to 16 now where they can charge your child as an adult. So if the law done up the age because of all of the mess these teenagers and stuff doing, then what you think I'm supposed to do when my teenager rise up against me in my own house? Better be lucky I didn't bust his head and run and then took him to DSS myself and gave him to the police department. That's what he better be glad that didn't happen. Because you stood up in my house, I'm taking care of you and I'm feeding you, and you're going to rebel against me? So he took his lies to school the next morning. And he said, let me tell you what he did before he left that morning, y'all. You ain't got to worry about that now, Mo. And I went and stood right over him then when he said that. I said, you open your mouth like an adult, you're going to get adult punishment. But I didn't do nothing to him. So he left my house that morning. At 6, I went up to the bus stop with him, catch the bus 105. The bus came about 6:50 that morning, and that's the last time I seen him. So, and then since they've been gone now, I just decided to go through the room, check everything. Man, my kids have been stealing like crazy. Oh man, I done turned the bedrooms upside down. They got stuff that I'm like, what in the world this come from? See, this is another thing, y'all, with your teenage kids. I'm going to tell y'all teenage kids out there, don't be rebelling against your parents. Your parents go, we struggle and we work hard to feed and take care of y'all. Y'all ain't got no business rebelling against us, and then you're using the DSS or any authority, because they DSS give y'all the rule to use them against us. Y'all go to that school, think you know what you're doing. Let me tell you something what my child did. He thought he know he was doing by going telling the lies at that schoolhouse and getting DSS involved, because you know what? I had a situation before where my nephew that was involved with DSS, and he was underage, and them DSS people gave me and my mama so much hell because of him and the stuff that he done. I said, Mama, just wait till he get older. I said, the same system he used that gonna protect him, so supposedly so he can do what he want to do, the same system that he using is gonna be the same system gonna burn his butt. And when he got of age, that's exactly what happened. End up breaking in, stealing cars from the full play, going to prison, and then he was 18, calling my mama, talking about releasing. My mom said, he grown now. I ain't got nothing else to do with him. Don't call me. Now he grown now. You didn't call and try to straighten his life up when he was underage. The same thing, I'm going to go ahead and tell you before it even come down, same thing they doing to my child now. See, they're making my child think that they're going to protect him. Yeah, talking about he's scared to come home. Yeah, you scared to come home because you know that I'm going to get at your butt. And let me say this in terms, yeah, I'm going to tear your butt up, because that's how us old schools talk. You know what I'm saying? And it's capital punishment in the state of North Carolina, so you can't tell me that I can't chastise my child. You understand? So, in light of that, I'm finding out, to this point, I ain't found out nothing. But my rebellion child is going to find out, because he done started something. He done opened a can, or what they call, how old people say, he opened a can that he going to wish he never opened. He opened a can that he wished he never opened. He going to find that out the hard way, because you want to rebel against your daddy and do the stuff. See, this is what he do. He do the stuff that he know he ain't got no business doing. He's stealing. He back talking. He even do it at the school. You know what I'm saying? That's one reason why I left and got him away from here to change the school, because at that time, Rockingham Middle kept this butt thrown out of school. As a matter of fact, at the end, they had done thrown him out for the whole year. Let me tell y'all another situation. And let me just tell y'all this before I go to that. My child ain't had no bruises, no nothing. Now, they claim he had a scratch. You know what, y'all? What I look like scratching my child on his neck. I mean, come on, I don't even got nails. So tell me what I look like scratching my own child on his neck, and that's supposed to be some type of, I don't know if they're using that as some type of form of abuse or what. I don't know what they doing, because I know my child ain't got no bruises on him. Because if I put it there, I'll tell you I put it there. And then I tell you, if the DSS y'all want them, then y'all can get them and take them. But to come here and to go, they went strictly off his conversation that he's scared to come home. Yeah, you're scared to come home. You're supposed to be scared of your parent. All of you children growing up, young adult, or young teenagers, you're supposed to be scared of your parent to do right. Not to go do wrong, but to do right. Yeah, you're supposed to be scared of your parent. You're supposed to be scared to get a whooping. You're supposed to be scared to get your butt tore up. You're supposed to be scared of all that, because you're a child. And you're supposed to fear your parents. All that is normal. That's what you're supposed to. But DSS gonna take it and run with it. Take my children from that schoolhouse, and then not make no acknowledgement to me whatsoever about nothing that's going on to this date. 3 days now. Now let me go ahead and tell y'all this incident. It was considering one of my grandkids, whereas my daughter's boyfriend had beat him and had the bruises and everything, and was in the hospital, y'all. And I was up there in the hospital with him. And they seen, and then transferred him from the Richmond Memorial in Rockingham to Chapel Hill for further investigation of his bruises that he had, right? So, and they went right on the spot and arrested his butt. But tell me what's done happened since. Didn't take long for the charge to be dismissed. Now, this is against my minor grandson now, y'all. Mind y'all. And they gave my daughter written paperwork that they was taking her kids out of her custody and placed my daughter's kids with her mama and gave her paperwork. So, and that was clearly, y'all, neglect, abuse, or however you want to call it. Clearly, y'all, I'm talking about hospital. 2 hospitals. One in Rockham and then was transferred to Chapel Hill. Now, they come at me just based on what my child has went to that school and said to them. So you're gonna come and you're gonna take my child from the schoolhouse, my children from the schoolhouse. See, one thing I know my children, they're like my younger boy. Now my younger boy, I ain't got no problem with him. Even though he steal and do the wicked junk that he does, but he is not rebellion. He do what I tell him to do. And a lot of time I ain't even got to tell him to do it. He willing to clean up. He my kid that's a worker. But my older boy, it's a whole nother story. He want all attention. He very disrespectful. He rises up. Don't open that door. He rises up and he want to do what he want to do anytime that he want to do it. That's his whole thing. And if I tell him he can't do it, I say, look, I let you play sports, but you got to take care of home first. And you gonna mind and do what you're supposed to do. And I even told him that before he went to sport. I said, now I'm gonna let you go at sports. You're going to make sure you do your grades good in school, and you're going to make sure, and for the most part, he was doing good until he started messing up at school. For the most part, but see, he think he can still do what he want to do with no consequences. And then now at this point, DSS then gave him the opportunity to do just that. I can just come up here and y'all can protect me so I can do what I want to do and rebel against my daddy and put him out in the open. And that's what we at now, y'all. There ain't no abuse. Ain't never been no abuse. Because I don't even remember the last time I even chastised them. Because the way my chastisement is, you gonna do good if you gonna play the sport. Because I'm not gonna drive back and forth taking you to practice and all this. And if you're not doing good, I'm cutting that. So I don't even remember the last time that I even chastised my children. I don't even remember. That's how long it's been. I don't even remember. And for those of you that know me, y'all know my kids is light because they mix. So, if any abuse or anything going on, and everybody know that abuse don't come in no one time. If it's abuse, it goes on. It's a continuation. But see, it's a thing about those bastards up there. Y'all hear me say bastard, that means them devils up there, DSS. They get at me. They try to get at me any kind of way they get at me. So now they want to come through my rebellion son to get at me. But that junk ain't gonna work neither, because this thing will go to the top, and I'm going outside of Richmond County, and as soon as I get a hold to the right lawyer that'll come here and that'll come here and do this thing with the DSS and the junk they had done with me to this point. And then took my child without my permission, and questioned my child twice without my permission, without me as a parent being present. You did it the first time because, I don't got nothing wrong to say about doing something the first time. Okay, so my child came to you with an allegation. Okay, got that. I ain't blaming the DSS for that. I'm blaming my child for that because he rebellion. But this is where they went wrong at. Okay, they sit there and if you got kids and y'all got kids and you got teenage kids, I ain't got to tell y'all this. Y'all know your kid get a certain age, they want to start rebelling against you. So, and I don't know if she got kids or not, but if she do have kids, she know that kids that get a certain age, maybe they ain't got their certain age yet, and they'll start rebelling against their own parents. And this is the classic case of what my older child is doing right now, and being rebelling. So if he thinking he gonna have permission from to go lie and to tell this and that to the DSS in order that he think that he gonna get away and do whatever he want to do, see, that's where he gonna be wrong at, and that's the can of the can that he didn't want to open, because. Only reason why DSS come at me because they want to get at me anyway. That's the only reason. They ain't came at me because they got a lawful complaint from my child of being neglected or abused, because neither one of them is the case. And every one of y'all that know me know that ain't the case. I done got 12 children. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the thing. Now I'm gonna bring records from Florida. From the school down there. Rockhampton Middle already got the record. See, my child, he didn't just start being rebelling. He been being rebelling even before we left here in North Carolina and moved to Florida. You understand what I'm saying? Even before. Then he got rebellion there in Florida. See, that's why. One thing I like about Florida, let me tell y'all something. And why I like going there, because Florida don't play that gob and they don't get personal. When they find out that a parent is wrong, Just like Michelle did me, let me tell you what they would have did to her. They would have had her butt in the jail, and after jail, she would have been in the psych ward for what she did to me and our kids. Her butt would have been in jail first, and then, in Florida, y'all now, her butt would have been in jail first, and then went from jail to the doggone psych ward. And she wouldn't have been able to come nowhere around our kids, period. But what they do here in Richmond County, they give her a trophy because she assaulted me and our kids. And since then, the DSS has called me with an investigator her beating her own child by another man. So listen, so that goes to tell y'all who DSS want to get up in the system, but you're not going to get me because you're not welcome to my house. You're not welcome up in my business, especially off of a lie, and especially because you want to do it personally because you got some kind of Mandela. I was calling people around that I know. I'm just saying if I had any run-in with this girl some kind of way with her family. I know the older Joneses, the older ones, but I know some of the older ones, not many of them, but I just know a few of them if she be in the same family. But as far as her, I don't know nothing about her. Nothing about her. And everything that's coming to me, what people that came to me and then told me about her. You know what I'm saying? About the things that she have done, the things that she did. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm beginning to think this thing is personal. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a job to do and do it professionally. That's the thing, y'all. Do your job professionally. You know, when I sat there and told her, and y'all heard that in that video before this one, when I told her, don't go, when she said it out her own mouth, well, you don't want us going back up to the school, talk to your kid, do you? I said, absolutely not. And then at that time, I didn't know. She done been there twice. Done sat down my child twice. Because it ain't both my kids. The one is my oldest child. It ain't my younger child. I know that. But see, they take one, they take two. That's what they did. So, and then you took one of my kids, you're going to take both because they're both of them his brothers. So they took both of them, both of my children. If that's what they done, but I have no information. I don't even know if they got my kids, so I have no information at this point. I just know I ain't seen my kids. They haven't came home, and I ain't seen them since Monday morning. And according to the DSS leaving here, I'm just speculating that my kids is in their custody without any documentation to me. See, they did this one time before, let me tell you, and they did it for my same oldest son, y'all, back in 2011, 2012 somewhere. They did the same. That was dealing with that wall girl up there, y'all. They legally arrested my kids and my mama just to gain access to take the children into custody. And that's exactly what the sheriff department did and the DSS. That's what they did to gain access to my child. Let's lock them all up. And had no evidence to lock none of my family members up, but they locked my daughters up. Y'all go back and look at them old videos of mine. Locked my daughters up, my mama, just to gain access to take custody of my children, my child, which was my older child at the time. And put them on a plane, took them to Charlotte, put them on a plane back to Florida. That's what they did there, and then they did it because their mother wasn't dead yet, their mother, so they did everything toward the mother. But even though they had me up on such scrutiny, when Florida took that jump to court, first thing they did, dropped all them charges against me. The first thing they did, dropped all charges against me, because see, they're not prejudiced when they come at you. When they come at you right. So the first thing they did when I got to Florida, I stayed in jail longer in Richmond County than I did in Florida. When I stayed in jail in Richmond County almost a month. They expedited me to Florida. When I got to Florida, I was out the next day. And then when I went to court, I was sitting in court when they had already dismissed all the charges. I was at the court at the end. They said, "Sir, what you doing here? What's your name? I'm Mr. Wall. I'm here for the case." Oh, then the DA was like, "Oh, we dropped that. That's gone." Just said, "Sir, you heard what the DA said. You know, you're welcome to leave." You ain't had no business there. I wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place because they had to drop the charges and I didn't even know it. So that goes to tell you that when people after you personally and vendettas, that's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing they just did now is make a case that's going to be big here in Richmond County. Because I go outside the box, because I know you got a lot of prejudiced people here in Richmond County. That's why I call them bastards, that I call them, because they some prejudiced bastards here. And they use black people like Uncle Tom. Y'all know back in the day, they call him Uncle Tom to do their dirty work. While they sit at the desk and watch the dirty work go down. But they the one that's pushing the pencil. Hey, yeah, girl, yeah, do this, yeah, do that. You know, that's what they doing. They pushing the pencil. So that's the reason why I went over her head too. So I didn't only put the punishment on her 10 times back to her in the name of Jesus. I put it 10 times back to them devils that's in charge of giving her the permission to do what she did. And she know as a worker, why you go over and beyond your job to do what's right. You know, your job requires you to investigate as a social worker and do what's right and don't get personal with people. That is your job. And that's exactly why y'all, and this thing ain't gonna go out like it did. Cause see, the reason why this thing going out so far, that sheriff department and DSS before, because this thing got, you know, and the law thing got to play out. And then when the law blows stuff up, he blows it up. You know what I'm saying? But this thing is going to happen because she came at me with the evil intent of doing harm to me and my children. And that's exactly what she did. And she had help doing so. So all you helpers that helped her and gave her permission to do it, 10 times back to in the name of Jesus. Your hell coming right back to you. That you thought to do to me going to be done to you and your family for the junk you doing to me. End of story. Thank y'all. I'll get back to y'all as this process proceeds on.